On my last video, I think I talked about, I believe, how the the hardest solution to a problem probably is usually the best solution. And so I made a few adjustments to my model. I raised it up off the ground about another foot so I could slide underneath the photo cue better to take better pictures. But what it's going to really need is, and I'm going to have to do all the pictures over again. But the posters, make them in the posters. But what I'm going to really need is something like a Photoshop. I talked to a photographer friend of mine, and he suggested Affinity, so I looked up Affinity tutorial to find out just how hard that's going to be. It's not going to be too hard, I don't think, but I can barely understand paint, so paint shop or whatever. So, but also the photo cue, it's impossible to make square images off of the distorted images that you get when you take a corner angle view. Square that up as much as possible, make it into like a hexagon sort of image and take only one trifold picture of it. But that squared image, that slanted diamond shaped image, once I get it on there, once it's squared up, I don't know, would have to be dragged out. That the rest of the image would have to be cropped off, and this squared image that goes around, or this distorted squared image, would have to be dragged out at this tip or wherever, however that thing works. That program, that Affinity program that I'm going to put a link on here, needs to be dragged out to where this slanted diamond shaped image turns back into a flat squared image again, and that's going to distort the images below it, the background images at all angles. That's close to a corner angle view right there. Right there would be a better corner angle view, but I wouldn't be in the image. And this would be an edge on view where the front edge is aligned perfectly with the back edge at one angle. I mean, at one side each. This side and I'm gonna do that. So anyway, those foreshortened images would have to be dragged out at both these corners, dragged out to make it square again, perfectly square. And again, that's going to distort the images behind it. The background images is what they align with. But after you lay the square image, the distorted square image, cut it and lay it onto the multifaceted surfaces of the box, it's going to appear flat again. It's going to appear like the background's coming through, like it's actually coming through. So that's the solution I need. It's inevitable. I thought of this at the very beginning, but I thought I could make shortcuts, and you can't make shortcuts if you're going to do something right, I guess. You hear old people say that all the time, but can't take shortcuts. But I'm going to have a photo editor, and my photography friend suggested Affinity, and I'm going to have to use that to crop and drag out and stretch and skew or whatever, drag out the images to make them into flat squared images, which they'll be distorted. The images on them will be distorted. But when you flatten them, when you put them on at the right perspective, they would appear square again. They will appear, the background images would appear like you're looking actually through the box with no extra background imagery added onto the box from the photo cue. So that's what needs to be done, and I think it costs around $50 for, probably about around $60 for shipping and handling. I'm not really sure, but I need to get a photo editor to morph these angle views, these edge on views and these angle views into flat squared images again, and then apply to the box. And the morphed views would appear at that certain angle flat again. The background images would appear to align. perfectly with the angle view that you're looking at. So that's what needs to be done. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.